everyone, it's me, Simone. Today I'm going to be talking about books. In fact, what I'm going to be talking about is the struggle that I have with carrying the physical book versus the digital book. Now, if you don't already know, I live in New York City, and being in New York City means that there are some things that I have to kind of keep in mind when traveling. First off, when I commute with thousands of other people on public transportation. I own no car, and I kind of like it. And the reason why I like it is because I get to spend 80 minutes of my day, 40 minutes to work and 40 minutes coming back from work to actually read. It's almost like having a chauffeur, and you're sitting in the back of the car and you're just waiting to arrive at your next destination. However, there are some caveats to living in New York City and being a reader. First of all, being able to carry around a big, heavy book. So right now, this is the book that I'm reading. I won't tell you what it is because I'll probably do a video about what this book was about in a couple of days. Anyway, as you can tell, you can see the size of this book. Pretty sizable, hardcover. It is about, actually I have no idea how many pages this book is. 490 pages. I'm going to round it up to 500 pages. This is a 500 page book that I carry around every day on the train. And as much as I love doing it, I also hate doing it because I carry around my book, I carry around my bag, sometimes I have my coffee, so then I kind of have like coffee and then like my purse, which is actually a backpack because I carry around my laptop with me. Can you just imagine me like pulling out my Metro card and like trying to slide that through while going through the gate and like all of this stuff? It's kind of a pain in the ass. However, I love books and I love carrying around a big old chunk of book when I go out. I don't want to sound pretentious or anything, but I like to be pretentious about my book reading. I love when people look down at the book and see what it is I'm trying to read, ask me questions about the book that I'm reading, even mention like, that is an amazing book. I totally recommend it. I'm so glad that you're reading it. These things have happened to me on the train, and it is a remarkable experience, especially when you're a book reader and you feel like the only person in the world reading books. Luckily, I live in a neighborhood where pretty much 80% of the people I ride the train with are also reading a book. So when I ride the train in the morning, it is like this unspoken agreement that everyone that's on the train is reading a book. They don't want to be bothered by conversation with anyone else. They just want to be enjoying their time. However, again, this is the size of the books that I normally read, which means that there's just like this overwhelming amount of weight on my shoulder, physically. Now, the alternative to all of this is my Kindle. And what I love about my Kindle is that it is this big. Super thin, super small, carries around a ton of books so that if I finish a book, I can just go on to the next book, which I love. Now, sadly, the dilemma that I come across when reading is whether or not I want to read on my Kindle or my digital book or an actual book. I love the feeling of turning pages, of holding paper, smelling the novel. But I love the convenience of the Kindle, how you can just keep the book in your purse and don't have to carry around my giant ass backpack, and I can just enjoy it anywhere I go. I mean, I usually bring my Kindle with me when I'm traveling, on the plane, on the train, everywhere. So I keep going back and forth. Should I have my book? Should I have my Kindle? Do I love the feeling of the actual book and holding it? So I want to be able to carry around books, but I also want the convenience of having a smaller book. What do? Do I end up reading smaller books? No, I just end up carrying around the giant book. I keep on going back and forth. One day I will devote myself to just reading Kindle books, and then I'll buy a bunch of books on Kindle and be like, yeah, I'm totally gonna read these books. On the other hand, I'll miss reading an actual book, so then I want to go and pick up one of the ones in my to-be-read pile and read it, but oh god, it's so cumbersome to carry it around, so then I'm just kind of like reading them like, you know, it's just really a pain in the butt. And I don't know if I'll ever make a final decision on which type of books that I want to read. All I know is that I love it. I love to read. I love books. I just don't know which is the best situation. Perhaps if I lived in a different city, and I worked in a different situation where I didn't have to ride the train every day, and maybe I don't have to carry around a backpack with all my stuff in it, then maybe I'll feel a little bit more comfortable carrying around an actual book than having my Kindle with me all the time. Anyway, that was my quick little book blog about the difference between carrying a physical book and having the digital Kindle book, which actually also can be on my phone, which is kind of convenient when I want it to be. And I'd love to hear from you guys. Which way do you prefer carrying your books? Do you have a physical book or do you use the Kindle? Do you use a combination of both? Let me know in the comments below. Okay, I guess that's it for now. Talk to you soon. Bye!